Hey there everybody, this is Wild Watson. I just want to take a little time to explain the traditional and primitive archery equipment that I use to hunt deer, and to kind of explain the weapons I'm going to be using for the rest of this season. This here is an Osage longbow, and it draws about 40 pounds. A friend of mine made it for me by the name of Roy Revere. I would say that Roy Revere is a hero of mine and kind of a mentor figure when it comes to the woods and deer hunting for me. And he introduced me into primitive archery, and he made me my first primitive bow. This is one of them. I collect many of his bows. I went and touched it up with some rabbit hair just to kind of decorate it, but he made a nice Osage bow. Let's check out and see how this performs. Okay, so since I shoot traditional and I shoot primitive archery, I use only two different kinds of arrows. Some people that are very, very hardcore traditionalists or strictly traditional and primitive, they're gonna tell me I'm better off using wood. Well, I decided that I don't want to use wood, because if I hit a tree or hit a rock, it's probably going to snap that wooden arrow. So what I decided to use was aluminum arrows and carbon arrows. Okay, so one of the type of arrows I use is the Easton Game Getter. That's what this is. This here is a carbon arrow, and it's a very great arrow, also made by Easton. It's called the traditional only arrow. Traditional only. It's a very great arrow. It's hard for me to decide between the two. Do I like the Game Getters or do I like the traditional only? So I use both. For the last year, I've been practicing with both arrows, and I find that I still can't decide after a year. So maybe I should just keep using the both of them. So enough with all this parler, share, talking and running my mouth. How about I get to shooting some arrows? So this here is my second choice on the longbows that Mr. Roy Revere made for me. I really like it a lot. I'm the one that put the rabbit hair on there and the old black leather for the handle. Even though I put a piece of wood here for an arrow rest, I do shoot off of my thumb anyways, and it makes it much more accurate for me. This is Flemish fast flight traditional bowstring, which you can order from Three Rivers Archery. Three Rivers Archery is the only place I get all of my traditional archery equipment. So this here particular bow, Roy made this from pecan wood. So let's check out how this bow performs. So those last two bows that I just showed y'all were primitive bows. Those bows have been around since the beginning of mankind, about as long as we walk the earth, you know. Primitive bows, if you go about 6,000 years ago, every man, woman, and kid knew how to use one, because their tribes and their communities and clans really depended on their skills to hunt and to bring meat, you know. Well, now we're going to change the game up a little bit. I'm going to show y'all what we call traditional archery. This is a traditional bow. This is a recurve bow. It has a curve in the limbs. And the reason it has this curve is because we need the arrow to fly a little bit faster sometimes. Like in situations of battle, war, in situations of hunting, for example. Sometimes you can shoot at a deer with a primitive longbow and the deer has enough time to duck and dodge your arrow. Whereas with this recurve bow, I don't think he's going to have much time with mine. This Samick Sage is a very affordable bow. And it's not an affordable bow like many that's just made for beginners. This is a professional recurve bow that you can do a lot with. I'm going to prove it. Just check this out. Yeah, baby!